Okay, here we are, folks. This is it. We are on. We are down here at the dockout in Gothenburg. It is all on. Welcome to all of our viewers here on Facebook, on Twitter, all our social media channels, and everyone here in the village. We've got skippers' interviews. Then we're going to go down on the dock, watch all the boats leave. We're going to give you some insight. We're going to grab a few people on the dock. And it is extremely exciting. The atmosphere, electric. We've got 3 boats all tied for this final leg. We've also got a bunch of races down the leaderboard that we're going to talk about in just a moment. Our first skipper up to have a word with is the wonderful and ever smiling Dee Kafari. Dee, great to see you. How are you feeling this morning?
I'm good, I'm excited. Ultimate leg of the Volvo Ocean Race. I never thought we'd get here, and we are here. Here mixed emotions, so it's been a long year. We're all a bit tired, but we're going to be sad when we get to the Hague and it's all over.
You've got to be happy with your performance. You've blooded an amazing bunch of rookies, and you've had some incredibly close results. I point to particularly your leg down into Auckland. I know I'll bring it up, but disappointing, but it was incredible proof of how far you've come.
Well, yeah, we've had several legs where we've led or been in the leading pack, and it just hasn't gone our way on the finish line. And that's what's frustrating for me, that the overall leaderboard doesn't display how the boat's been sailed, how my team have grown and been competitive, and they haven't had their moment of glory and their time to shine. And I'm upset for them for that, and I really want to deliver that on this final leg for them. Right,
you're going to change all that in the final 700-mile sprint.
Well, hopefully, because I know there's a massive race at the top, and that is exciting for the whole race. But there's also a huge battle at the bottom of the leaderboard, and there's 1 point between us and Scallywag, and we need to beat them with a boat or more in between us, and that is what we want to do. We do not want to finish at the bottom of the leaderboard, and this is our leg to do it.
And how are you going to do that? You're going to stick to them like glue? You're going to make sure you're ahead of them, presumably?
Well, yeah, no, we want to be ahead, but we've got to have a boat between us, so we can't match race them. We've got to sail our boat confident in the boat speed we have and the competitive level that we've been sailing, and make sure we're in amongst the rest of the fleet.
And female skipper, for those that don't know, you've sailed around the world, well, more than 6 times, but 6 times in different formats, the Vendée Globe, the Barcelona race, the Global Challenge as skipper and crew, and now twice in the Volvo Ocean Race. It's an incredible achievement and a real inspiration to women all around. Just talk to us about how good it's been to have that element in the Volvo Ocean Race.
Oh, it's lovely. I've really enjoyed it, and this project with a 50-50 crew has been the pinnacle for my career, really, to get a young crew, an inexperienced crew, as competitive as they have been, showing that it doesn't matter whether you're male or female, has been huge. And I'm really proud of my guys, and I'll look back at this project with a lot of fond memories.
Excellent, wonderful, Dee. Thank you. Good luck, sail safe.
Thank you.
Okay, the brilliant Dee Kafari, always wonderful. Well, next up, it is that battle at the bottom of the leaderboard, and next up we have got David Witt. I'm sure he's got something interesting to say. First off, Dave, congratulations, engagement a couple of days ago. That's certainly something to add to what you've got to think about on the next leg.
Yeah, good place to get engaged, Gothenburg, I'm sure.
Now, you've got a bit of a battle on with Turn the Tide on Plastic. You're ahead of them, but only by a point. So what are your plans for this 700-mile sprint? Just tell us about the race course and some of the challenges as well.
Are they that close?
Yeah, they are close.
I haven't even looked. I didn't know they were that close. Yeah, no, we're just looking to have a really good result in the last one. We've got the boss on board, SH. So basically all the responsibility lies with him. I can have a rest.
Now, just tell us about that. Your boss from Sunhunkai Scallywag, something new. He is sailing on board the boat for the entire leg. What are you going to get him to do?
I drive the boat for most of it. I mean, he's a pretty good sailor. He sails a 100-footer outside the Volvo race and everything. So we're looking forward to giving him the full experience with no bells and whistles.
So you've had emotional highs and lows in this leg. Just give us your takeaways from this edition of the Volvo Ocean Race.
I don't think I could do it justice by giving you a comment. I think absolutely the biggest roller coaster ever for the whole team. I'm just, the boss and I are really proud how everyone's hung together, and looks like we're going to get to the end. So that's what we decided to do a couple of months ago.
Yeah, and your heart, all our hearts with Forever Fish, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have something to say privately about him at the end, I'm sure.
Excellent. Well, good luck, sail safe. Thanks very much, David Witt.
Always a pleasure, Greenie. Love you.
A good man, David Witt. Okay, well, now we've got next up Charlie Enright from Vestas 11th Hour Racing. Charlie, come and join us here. Just tell us what your mission is for this leg. You've got a as you said on Facebook earlier, bookend it with a good result, right?
Yeah, certainly. We started the race hot here in Europe in leg one, and we hope to end it the same way, with a victory in this leg. That's the goal every time we leave the dock. As part of the Alphamedica campaign, we won the last leg. So, that's what we're aiming to do.
You're looking to get thrown in when you arrive in The Hague as the winner of the leg, as you did with Alphamedica, famous pictures.
Yeah, it's a good way to get wet. Hopefully these guys will be focused on each other, and it'll make it a little bit easier for the rest of us. And, it's going to be a crazy leg, that's for sure.
And you've had some ups and downs, but fundamentally some incredible results of the legs that you've done. You've put together a very impressive team, and that goes all the way back to the Morning Light project. Talk to us a bit about the long journey you've been on to get here.
Yeah, we pride ourselves certainly on the people that we surround ourselves with, and that's something that's been going on for a really long time. Mark and I started this campaign in a lot of ways in 2006 with that project, and we have Roy Disney sailing with us here today. So it'll be great to have him on board, and we're trying to pressure him into doing more than less sailing, and hopefully we can make that happen.
Now, is he a leg jumper, or are you going to take him all the way to The Hague?
Oh, he's coming all the way, and certainly deserves to, and he'll be a contributing member of our team, and we're looking forward to having him.
Hey, great to have so much great support, and your sponsors, Vestas and 11th Hour Racing, have been crucial to keeping this all happening. Great messages from both of those sponsors.
Yeah, they've been an absolute dream to work with. The synergies are, astounding. The messaging's been great. I couldn't ask for better partners, and, hopefully we can give them a good result here in this last leg.
Excellent. Very good. Charlie, sail safe, and good luck. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Andrew.
Great. Okay, that's Charlie Enright from Vestas 11th Hour Racing. Next up, we've got Simeon Teampont from the Dutch team Axo Nobel. Simeon, just give us a word about how you're feeling. Incredible atmosphere here this morning. You're going home, finally.
Yeah, pretty exciting. It's been an unbelievable journey, and to the final miles, playing in my own back garden feels pretty good. And I know the Dutch pretty well, being a Dutchman myself, so I know there's a lot of craziness waiting for me, and really looking forward to that.
Well, just give our viewers on Facebook and Twitter an idea of what it's going to be like coming into The Hague. You saw it in the pit stop last time. Word is it's going to be absolute bedlam chaos, and obviously you don't have a football team in the World Cup this time around. Sorry to remind you, but that means everyone can turn their support to the Volvo Ocean Race coming into The Hague on Sunday.
No, absolutely. Unfortunately we're not doing the World Cup, but I guess I think they're expecting 1 million visitors in the week to come in the Finnish week. So even for any sporting event, but especially for sailing, that's going to be huge. And we're a maritime country, and normally you can see in the canals, everything that can float, people will take and go out there. And I think that's what we can expect in The Hague as well. There will be thousands of boats, but I think 10,000s of people on the beach to welcome us home.
Excellent. Well, good luck, safe sailing, and we look forward to seeing you top of the leaderboard in The Hague.
Yeah, me too. Sure thing.
Great. Thanks very much. Simeon Teampont from Axo Nobel. Okay, next up, we are getting down to the short strokes now. We've got the top three teams all basically tied on points. We've never seen a closer finish in any round-the-world race ever, and it is now that we're going to hear from each of those skippers. It gets serious now. First up, from Dongfeng Race Team, it's Charles Caudrelier. Charles, how you feeling? Few nerves for sure, right?
A little bit. I think it's normal, but very excited to go over this next leg. It looks very interesting, and this is the kind of leg I really like. And it's where I start to race 20 years ago on the Figaro, this same kind of leg. So I'm happy to go and ready to go for a fight, because it's going to be a big fight for sure.
Now, it's going to be a big fight because you're all the same sort of speed. What's it going to come down to? Little bits of tactics? Can you imagine it? It's going to be boat lengths at the finish, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's going to be about everything we have learned since the start. It's about speed, transition, managing the transition, find the good speeds, the good sails, but also make the good choice, because a lot of wind shift, a lot of light spot and more wind, and it's going to be very complete. We have all the different kind of wind and twin speed and twin angle, so it's going to be the best team for sure. Was probably learn more about this boat and take the good decision under pressure also.
Yeah, and the difficulty for you is you've got to balance potential serious disappointment if you don't win, but the crown that is right there waiting for you for your name on the trophy.
Yes, of course. The three team, only one will be happy and the two other will be very disappointed because we all believe we can do it. But I think if you want to have a nice winner, you also have a nice second and a nice third. And the one who's going to win this one will be an amazing for sure. But there is no shame to be on the podium on this race, I think. But we did our best and I hope the best will win.
Excellent. Charles, thank you for those super words. Good luck, safe sailing. Yeah, best of luck.
Thank you.
Okay, Charles Caudrelier, you can tell, a little nerves for sure. And now we have got the comeback king right now, Bauer Becking. Bauer, your 8th Volvo Ocean race. You're probably tired of hearing it now. Is this the one that you can win, bring us a fairy tale into Holland?
Yes, I think we believe that we can win. I believe we can win. And yeah, of course, it's a fantastic way to finish this race. It's my 8th time. As well, we've taken, especially for this occasion, the lucky number 8 as cell number, just to make the Chinese feel a little bit more cautious about why we chose number 8. But yeah, we think we can do it.
And you think you can do it, I guess, because the momentum is with you. You won 3 of the last 4 legs. If you hadn't had a light air finish in Newport, you'd have won all 4. But that gives you the momentum, presumably, that makes you feel good.
Yeah, we are on the flow, and but I think as well, just as a team, we've been just growing humongously. And I think the good thing is that we still find some gears, and if you go faster, that makes you only feel better. So we're confident that we can beat the 2 red boats.
What's it been since Auckland has been the one difference that has allowed you to dominate the second half of this race, something similar that you did in the last Volvo Ocean race as well, to finish second?
Well, there will be a long way to talk about it, but I think first of all our communication became better in between the team, how we could get the boat go faster. And yeah, when you go fast, you make better decisions, always looks like, because you can cover them up. So no, but it's just it's all come together, and I think it's one of the things that we have a great thing. But Brunel gave us the opportunity, give the young generation a go, and I think the oldies like myself and KP, we actually made it happen. So yeah, very proud of that.
And one final word in Dutch for your fans, encouraging them to come to The Hague to watch you come in, presumably as winners in your mind. In Dutch.
Ja, iedereen thuis, het wordt natuurlijk een gele wedstrijd. We gaan ons best doen en ik heb er echt vertrouwen in dat we deze wedstrijd kunnen winnen. Winnen we niet, daar ga ik niet vanuit, maar dan in ieder geval leuk juichen voor de rode boten. Tot in Den Haag.
Good luck, safe sailing, Bauer.
Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. Well, full of excitement. Hey! Okay, next up we've got the current leader, but only on countback right now because they were the winners of the import race series. We'll talk to Xavi Fernandez from Mapfre. Xavi, great to have you here.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Good. Looking forward to it.
Little emotional, little nervous?
It's okay. I guess a little bit, but I think a lot to come. But I think we've done a good preparation with plenty of confidence.
What are you going to do to keep the other red boat and now also Bauer Becking behind you? Can you lead from the start? Is that going to be possible?
Well, that would be ideal, I guess. It's the best way to keep everyone behind. But of course, it's going to be a tricky start. A lot of maneuvers here in the river, and then start heading north. So hopefully, it starts smooth, and we don't have to fight too much to come back.
So Charles Caudrelier just earlier said we're going to see all the seasons in the next few days. We're going to see everything from big breeze to light air at the finish. Does that change how you manage your program on board with the watches and whatever?
Oh, I think it's good. I think we're very happy with the forecast, a little bit of everything, which I think is good for us. And I don't think it's going to be too much watch system in this leg anyway. So, it's all hands on deck pretty much the whole way.
All hands on deck. Well, best of luck, Xavi, and a few words in Spanish for your Spanish fans who are all going to be tuned in for the next 3 days, addicted to the tracker and watching all the live stuff that we're going to bring from the helicopter.
Pues nada, decir solo que ya nos quedan 3 días de regata. A ver si sale bien, lo vamos a dar todo y espero que, desde el principio podamos salir bien y tener una buena regata. Habrá un poco de todo, así que pelearemos hasta el final.
Excellent. Good luck, Xavi. Best of luck. Have a great race.
Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. Xavi Fernandez, that's all the crews. And I've got here my co-commentator. She keeps me sane in the commentary booth. Sally Barkow, you've done the Olympics. You were with SCA as a helmsman and trimmer. And you also did a few legs with Team Brunel. Just give us your impressions this morning for the departure of the final offshore leg.
You know, we're in amongst a pretty amazing moment in the race, and the tie-down points, the atmosphere, the energy. These athletes are out here, and they want to push really hard, so they're trying to calm their nerves. We're all getting excited around them, and we're ready for a great race.
Excellent. And who's your pick? How do you think it's going to go?
I don't know, Andy. You keep pushing the pressure, you know. But I said from a long time, I believe in all these teams, you know, and they're all going to have a really good chance to win out there. I mean, I think all along Mapfre had, kind of the strong thread behind them. But now, we're seeing such a strong consistency with Brunel the last couple legs, and Dongfeng, just has the speed at certain angles. So anybody's game right now.
Excellent. Well, Sally Barkow giving us the lowdown, and she'll be in the commentary booth. Then she's going to Alicante to keep us up with the live. Can Brunel be the comeback kings and hit the fairy tale finish? Can the Chinese team win for the first time in their history? Can Spain bring it home after 10 attempts? Well, we're going to bring it to you in just a moment with live pictures out on the water. First off, we're going to go to the local MCs for the Dockout Parade. It's quite a show.
Question for you all. Are you ready for the Sailors' Parade? I don't think that was loud enough somehow. Are you ready for the Sailors' Parade? That was much better. Okay, let's get things going. So, to kick off our Sailors' Parade here in Gothenburg, we have leading the parade the brand new Volvo S60. This new edition of Volvo car enjoyed its unveiling and world premiere yesterday, and you get to see it in all its glory firsthand today. A sedan version of the Volvo V60, it's sporty in design and described as a true driver's car. And now, providing the music for today's parade, we have youth band Jetan Lyon. Can you hear them? The band, in their characteristic blue and white uniforms, are a popular part of all great events in Gothenburg. Inaugurations, parades, sports events, and national celebrations, Jota Lyon has always been present. The youth band has about 80 members between the ages of 10 and 24 years old, and they hope you enjoy listening to them today, and I'm sure you will not be able to resist dancing along. Jetan Lyon, let's hear it for them, ladies and gentlemen. The fantastic youth band of Gothenburg. And of course, dancing behind this band, we have our very own Volvo Ocean Race mascot. It's Wisdom. Wisdom is actually named after a real bird. She's a Laysan albatross, an endangered species, and the oldest known breeding bird in the wild at an incredible 67 years old. She's spreading the message that we need to all do our part to protect our planet. And with her today, she is spreading that important message. She'll be dancing around the race village all day. Make sure you get a photo with her. Our wonderful mascot, Wisdom. And now, it's time to meet our teams. And first up, representing the United Nations, put your hands together for Turn the Tide on Plastic. Skipper Dee Kafari leads out her team, Liz Wardley, Sweden's own Martin Stromberg, Annalise Murphy, Bianca Cook, Francesca Klapcic, Lucas Chapman, Blevin Mon, Nico Lumven, Bernardo Freitas, and their onboard reporter, Richard Edwards, and their special VIP guests throughout this leg, Paolo Mipori. Give them a hand! Turn the Tide on Plastic really have grown as a team throughout the course of the race, and despite being a majority youth team with many of the crew under 30 years old and circumnavigating the globe for the first time during this race, they are holding their own amongst an extremely competitive fleet. And their goal for this leg, to beat Sun Hung Kai Scallywag, who are currently just 1 point ahead of them on the leaderboard. Next up, sailing for Hong Kong. Give a big cheer for them. It's Sun Hung Kai Scallywag. Their skipper, David Witt, is followed by Alex Goff, Annemieke Bez, Benjamin Piggott, Luke Parkinson, Antonio Fontes, Libby Greenhalgh, Jack McCartney, Tristan Seal, and their onboard reporter, Conrad Frost, and their VIP for this leg, Sen Hoan Lee. Sun Hung Kai Scallywag were the proud recipients of the Omega 24-Hour Speed Record Challenge Award for Leg 10, Cardiff to Gothenburg, covering 485.94 nautical miles in just 24 hours. This team have also won a race leg, Leg 4, and they have turned the tide on plastic, breathing down their necks, and they'll be doing everything they can to keep their lead over them on the leaderboard. Next up, representing the USA and Denmark, let's hear it for Vestas 11th Hour Racing. Skippered by Charlie Enright, we also have Simon Fisher, Mark Towell, Nick Dana, Phil Harmer, Tom Johnson, Tony Mutter, Stacey Jackson, Jenna May Hansen, and their onboard reporter, Jeremy Lacordae, and their VIP guest, Roy Disney. Now, Vestas 11th Hour Racing returns for another edition of the Volvo Ocean Race after their against the odds comeback story in the last edition. They faced many challenges this time around, including a grueling Southern Ocean leg, so it's testament to them that they are 5th place overall and looking forward to playing spoiler in this last leg of the race. And next up, representing the Netherlands, we have Team AXA Nobel.
Have you seen the bike?
Skippered by Simeon Tienpont. We also have Jules Salter, Justin Ferris, Chris Nicholson, Nikolai Sjöstedt, Luke Molloy, Brad Ferrand, Martin Grail, Emily Nagel, and their onboard reporter, James Blake. This team will very much be looking forward to racing to their home port in The Hague, where their campaign started and their boat was christened. And they'll be doing so as Volvo Ocean Race record breakers, covering over 600 nautical miles in just 24 hours during the transatlantic leg from Newport to Cardiff. An incredible feat, and we can't wait to see what they've got for us in this final coastal sprint to The Hague. Team AXA Nobel. All right, next up, sailing for China. Put your hands together for Dongfeng Race Team. Skippered by Charles Caudrelier. Also, Pascal Bidigori, Daryl Wislang, Carolyn Brower, Jackson Boutel, Kevin Escoffier, Stuart Bannatyne, Chen Jin Hao, also known as Horace, Marie Ryu, and their onboard reporter, Martin Carazore. This team have put in an incredible performance throughout this edition of the race and are partially to thank for this nail-biting, dream-come-true last leg of the race. It's between them and, of course, Matt Frey and Team Brunel. Who's going to win it? They've kept us all guessing, and we'll have to watch this last leg to find out. Dongfeng Race Team. And following them on our Sailors Parade, representing the Netherlands, it is Team Brunel. We have skipper Bauer Becking, Andrew Cape, Carlo Kuisman, Louis Balkan, Pete Burling, Kyle Langford, Alberto Bozan, Nina Curtis, Abby Ella, and their onboard reporter, Sam Greenfield. Team Brunel have certainly kept their fans on the edge of their seat throughout this race. They struggled to find their form during the first half, but wow, have they made up for it. From leg 7 onwards, they have been a force to be reckoned with, and they are battling at the top of that leaderboard to take the Volvo Ocean Race title. Will they be able to do it? We'll have to wait and see. And now, representing Spain, put your hands together for Matt Frey. Xabi Fernandez. We also have Juan Villa, Pablo Ariate, Rob Greenhalgh, Blair Chuk, Willie Altadil, Tamara Echegoyen, Sophie Cizik, Antonio Cuevas Mons, and their onboard reporter, Ugo Fenoya. Mapfre is proud to be a very close-knit team with fewer crew changes than any other team throughout the race. They've also had a target on their backs most often throughout the race, but nothing seems to hold them back. A split sail in the Southern Ocean, electrical systems problems in Newport, and yet here they are at the top of the leaderboard, fighting it out with the other two teams to take home that trophy for the first time in Spain's history. Ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be a nail-biter of a leg, and we have our wonderful teams to thank. Let's give them all another massive round of applause. Our 2017-18 Volvo Ocean Race team. They put on an incredible show. Ladies and gentlemen, very shortly we will be doing our official exchanging of the flags here on the arrival stage, and then after that we will head down to the dock, so don't go anywhere. We'll be with you shortly.
Okay, I'm here just following Mapfre team down. We've got Seb right here, and Sally, well, what can I say? I don't know. We're just talking about who's going to win, I guess, but it's a tough one, right?
It's a tough one, and there's some intensity out here in these sailors' faces as they're walking down. It's a couple of the other sailors' parades, we've seen them kind of be loose and ragged as they go down, and just happy and big smiles. And I've seen a lot of really just focus going on.
Now the conditions are going to be varied, extremely varied. Miles said in there, one of the navigators, and very varied conditions. We've got a lot of breeze early doors, and then it's going to get super light getting into The Hague. And if the race goes on a little longer than I expected, potentially like 4 or 5 knots for the finish in The Hague, depending on how it works out. What are those challenges going to throw up?
Yeah, we're talking about now the two extreme conditions. So big breeze and a few corners to turn, a few decisions to make, and then the breeze is going to shut off and it's going to be light and tricky. And if you think it's going to be less stressful, you're joking. It's going to be even more stressful into this finish line where they're just searching for wind.
Now a partnership with Aarhus, the city in Denmark, a famous place. You probably sailed there in some of the Olympic campaigns that you've done. Very passionate sailing place, and you're going to be covering some of that when you're in Alicante, live in the helicopter. Follow it, right? It's going to be great.
Yeah, I mean, what a unique chance for this race. We get to follow the whole thing by helicopter. I haven't actually been to Aarhus, but they're going to host the Combined Worlds this year, so a lot of sailing history there, and a really nice venue for them to come through, and it's going to be amazing. What a way to show the race right through, and the excitement of what's going to happen on the finish line.
Right, and it is incredible that, well, one of the things I wanted to talk about was the one design element of the boats. We've seen two of the best funded, well-prepared teams battling it out from the beginning, Dongfeng Race Team and Mapfre, but we've seen one of the lowest funded teams, Team Brunel, get their act together and get up to equal on points. That's a real testament to the one design boats, right?
It sure is, and it really just shares that it's actually about the sailors and how they're going to push the boat, and it means that the boats are really one design, and it's about the modes that they're choosing.
Okay, great. We're going to go back with Gemma Kerr on the live show.
Of events program for the city of The Hague, Frank van der Peet. Give him a cheer. Now I just ask you to come towards the front of the stage. And now it is time for our dignitaries to exchange the flag of the Netherlands with the flag of Sweden as a symbolic handover from one stopover to the next. Very special moment. Let's give them a round of applause. What an incredible last leg this is going to be, and both host have and will play a huge part in making it a memorable stopover. Thank you to our wonderful dignitaries. Let's give them another hand. Thank you. And now it's time for the all-important blessing of the fleet. And for that, I'd like to introduce to the stage Bishop Suzanne Rapman.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was moving on the face of the waters. The earth brought forth vegetations, and the waters were filled with swarms of living creatures. His son Jesus Christ calmed the Sea of Galilee, brought the disciples to safety, and filled the nets of his disciples to overflowing. Loving and gracious God, we thank you for the beauty of the earth and the mighty waters that surround the land. May we always use and care for your creation in a just and proper way. Today we gather to bless this fleet, their equipment, gear, and all who raise and serve. Almighty God, we ask you to protect them from bad weather and the dangers of the deep. Provide for them and let them arrive safely to the next harbor in your light and peace. May the saving power of our Lord guide and protect us all, in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you very much for that, Bishop.
We can relocate, right?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will head down to the dock to bid our teams a farewell.
Well, I'm down on the dock with two-time Olympic gold medalist and now famous sailing commentator for CNN Mainsail, Shirley Robertson. What are your thoughts here on the dock?
It is so exciting, isn't it? I mean, I'm sure you'll vouch for it as well. You can almost taste the tension, the excitement. An offshore race never ends like this. It's incredible. 3 boats tied on points, and you can feel it down here. It means so much to so many of them. And yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait for it to get going.
And who are your thoughts? I mean, who do you think is going to take it? It's sort of almost impossible to decide, right?
Well, if you look at the lineup on all 3 boats, they're all proven performers under pressure. It's hard to pick them apart. You know, Brunel, they've got the flow, as Barkow calls it. They're on form, they've had momentum, they've been coming back and getting better and better, leg after leg in the second half of this lap. Matt Frey are steady, Dongfeng are hungry. It's hard to say, isn't it? I mean, I suppose they're just looking at Xavi now. He looks cool as a cucumber. It'd be hard to bet against them.
Right, hard to bet against Matt Frey. They're doing their team photo right behind us. And we got someone that's pulling my ear out. There we go. And conditions are going to be very varied throughout over the next 3 days. That'll give something for everybody.
I know it's only 700 miles, and in this world, that is nothing, but it's going to have a bit of everything. It's going to end in light winds. It's going to start in big wind. There's a lot going on in the Baltic, and I bet these guys aren't going to get any sleep. It's going to be 3 nights. They're going to be up all night, and it's going to be a really exciting finish, I'm sure, in The Hague.
Excellent. Well, wonderful to have you here, Shirley Robertson, and CNN Mainsail. Brilliant. We'll see that, I'm sure, in every hotel around the world very shortly. Okay, great. We've got right behind us, we've got Team Matt Frey. We've also got here Miles Seddon, who is the onshore navigator. So just tell us exactly what you do for the team, Miles.
I run through all the performance analysis post-leg, and then as soon as we start getting into the preparation phase, I build the road book for the legs, so looking at all the weather, the currents, the exclusion zones, and just try to give the guys a really good heads up for normally the first 3 days of a leg, but now the whole leg really is a plan until the end. So they've got something to follow and something they can get their heads out of the boat a little bit more and look at what's happening.
And a bit of everything in this leg. Tell us about what they're going to see.
Yeah, we've got something for everybody really this leg. We're going to be plenty of breeze off the start line here, and then we're going to sail up to Norway, and we'll see some transitions and some different features going up there in the weather, and then a downwind run towards Denmark again. In variable conditions, and then we go out into the North Sea. It's going to be pretty light when we get back up to the top of Denmark, we think. There's all sorts of different weather scenarios there. So there's a big changing picture over the next 24 hours, but longer term, as we get back into the North Sea, it'll be more steady and we'll see some fast reaching conditions, fast downwind conditions. It's really picking our way through a big exclusion zone that we've got down there, so that's key.
And you're not allowed to talk to them once they start racing, is that correct?
No, absolutely. So once the boats dock out now, I can't communicate with them from the warning signal, so that's it.
And what's the process? Do you give them a last-minute briefing right before the start?
We've done our briefing now. The guys are pretty happy. There's not a lot to go, so we're straight off.
Okay, brilliant. We'll go back to Gemma on the stage.
They're just working their way down amongst the fleet, and then we'll get in there and have a word with each of the teams.
Okay, we got Sally here again, just talking to Shirley Robertson when she first turned up. She was like, oh, well, I haven't really been at any of the legs, and she was pretty impressed with the atmosphere down here, and we can really feel it now, as you can say, you can taste it. Miles Seddon there giving us some stuff about the leg and the light airs into the finish. That's going to really jangle the nerves on all the teams on shore particularly, but tell us what it's like when you're on board.
And when you're on board, you're just focusing 100% of the time on what you're supposed to be doing. So right now, they're all going to be focusing on just getting out of here, the start line, the river, the first couple corners, and then, you know, they're going to take it pretty much hour by hour. Normally on the longer offshores, you can kind of take it day by day or, you know, watch by watch, but it's going to be hour by hour, and I think you won't be seeing much sleep, you know, having on board. And I don't know, it's just nice. You see all the other sailors congratulating and just saying, all right, it's kind of the beginning of the end, if you can kind of think about it. Everybody's showing their teamwork and realize, just appreciating this is kind of the last dock out of the race.
And we're just going to wander down to the dock because the first team that we're going to have out is Turn the Tide on Plastic, and Gemma's going to be down there. Here we go with, we'll just pick our way through the crews. Look, we've got Neil McDonald and Bauer Becking right here talking. We've got, okay, we've got the mayor just doing the dignitaries shaking hands with everybody as we walk down the dock. We've got legends everywhere I look. There's Bruno Dubois, Stu Bannatyne, who's just come in from the Newport to Bermuda race, which I think he won. Great. Okay, we've got, here we are, yes. Look at that, all the bosses from Volvo here. We've got all the dignitaries from Vestas and 11th Hour Racing. Vestas, a very famous wind energy business. Yeah, we've got, look at that, we've got two legends right here. We've got Phil Lawrence, who is making sure all the racing runs smoothly. Just give us your summary for the leg ahead.
Tough leg, I'm glad I'm not doing it.
Plenty of wind to begin with, and you're going to try and avoid it getting too light in The Hague, is that right?
Well, the forecast is still moving around, so we'll see how we progress over the next day or so. I was just going to consult with Anderson here.
Okay, well, let's all consult with Anderson. Anderson Reggio, who does the same job as Miles Seddon, performance and onshore routing. What have been your final words of advice for your team as far as the weather's concerned for this leg?
Well, we've got some cells to the north here that they're going to have to punch through in the first couple hours out of here. But it's coastal sailing in Europe, man. It's going to be as jungle ball as you can get.
Windy to begin with, getting progressively lighter. Is that the general scenario?
Yeah, they'll have probably 22, 24 knots out of here, beating up the coastline here. A lot of rock hopping, and then it'll get lighter as they get up towards Norway this afternoon. Okay, brilliant. Anderson Reggio and Phil Lawrence right there. Let's carry on moving down the dock. Look, we got Simon Fisher. He's always good to talk to. Morning, Sci-Fi, my old roommate from the America's Cup back in the day. How you feeling upcoming leg?
Yeah, looking forward to it. It's obviously going to be a short one, but it's going to be pretty intense. So, yeah, really, we're just keen to go out and show everybody what we can do as a team. It's probably the last chance to sail offshore together for a little while. So, yeah, looking forward to making the most of it.
Well, you've had some brilliant results over this leg. You're ups and downs on some of the others, but you know you can win legs, that's for sure, right?
Yeah. I mean, we started off on the right foot out of Alicante. So, yeah, the perfect finish would be to bookend this race with a win. But it's certainly not going to be easy. Everyone's going to be fighting pretty hard. Everyone wants the same. But, hopefully there's some opportunities out there, and it's interesting race and a complex race with lots going on with the weather, so it's there's going to be plenty to.
Well, Watch system, throw it overboard, and everyone stays up for 3 days.
I'm being the only person out of the watch system. I'll say, yeah, let's go for that. I don't know why I'm going to sleep. So.
Right, because you're full on. Do you have any help on board with navigating for these very short legs?
Well, I'll pull Charlie in for a bit of stuff when I want to have a bit of shut-eye, but basically with all the coastal sailing, yeah, it's just going to be a case of grabbing a little bit of sleep when you get the opportunity. When we're in a straight line for an hour, I can see myself not taking my boots off for a couple of days, but so be it.
And the top 3 teams were all tied on points. They've been giving us their very professional and laid back, oh, it's all okay. What's really going on? You've been in this position, you've won this race. What's really going on behind the scenes on those guys?
Yeah, I mean, thank God last time we won it with a race to spare. I think it'd be a pretty intense situation. I mean, there was a decent amount of tension on our boat last race, and all we had to do was sail to the finish. So, yeah, they might be playing it cool at the moment, but yeah, they'll be feeling the stress, and I think they'll all be watching out for each other. And you know, it's always good to try and stay calm and be objective, but when there's so much riding on it, obviously it gets more and more difficult. So,
yeah, you're passionate about this race. You won, as you said, with legs to spare in the last time with Ian Walker on Abu Dhabi Ocean Racing. But what does it mean for this offshore race, closest ever finish in any offshore race ever?
Yeah, no, it's just crazy. It's massive. It's going to be, yeah. Well, I mean, what an exciting finish, and sort of slightly relieved in some ways that I don't have to deal with that stress and can watch it from the outside and just race hard for the finish. But, you know, what a tremendous thing, you know. Everyone talks about how big it is to win the Volvo, and speaking from experience, it's absolutely massive. And yeah, for most of these people, it'll be absolutely the pinnacle of their career, you know. Like I've been at it for 8 races, so yeah, there's plenty of pressure there.
Okay, wonderful. Let's hand it over to Gemma Kerr, who's with Dee Kafari and her team on Turn the Tide on Plastic.
Okay, so I'm here with Turn the Tide on Plastic, and more specifically, Lucas Chapman. Now, you are the only majority youth team in the fleet and undoubtedly inspiring a whole generation. So what advice would you give to anybody hoping one day to take part in a Volvo Ocean Race campaign themselves?
Absolutely. It's been awesome to inspire some young people, and I was once in that position, so I know how it is. For sure, always just keep trying, never give up, and don't take no for an answer. That's the main thing.
Good sound advice. And now that you have circumnavigated the globe, Southern Ocean and all, what advice would you give yourself now that you know what you know?
Be comfortable with being uncomfortable. I think that's the most important thing. This race throws a lot of stuff at you. It's a pretty harsh race, and yeah, you've just got to take it as it comes and keep smiling and keep moving on.
Fantastic. As long as the advice was don't do it. And finally, your last leg together as a team, I imagine there'll be some poignant moments.
Yeah, it's kind of sad to do this for the last time, but really looking forward to getting out there in the last few days of sailing. It's going to be intense, no doubt, but that's why we're here. We love doing this race. We love this intense racing, so we certainly are looking forward to it. It's going to be great.
Lucas, we wish you the very best of luck. Enjoy. And I'm now just going to look for Martin. Here he is, Sweden's own Martin Stromberg. My first question, has Gothenburg done you proud as your home stopover?
As always, yes. It's been a fantastic stop here. It's been very hectic, but it's been amazing to be at home. Sadly, we didn't have so good weather these days, but when the sun has been out, the people has been out, I'm sure we're going to have a fantastic send-off today.
And I know you have a lot of Swedish fans out there to see you off today. Anything you'd like to say to them?
Tack så jättemycket Göteborg. Det har varit en fantastisk vecka. Jag hoppas få komma tillbaka hit.
Martin, thank you so much. Enjoy it and have a blast out there. Let's hear it one more time for Turn the Tide on Plastic.
I'll Turn the Tide on Plastic, Sally. They've flattered to deceive. They put an amazing team together and so many close finishes that they haven't quite done. Can they do it this time?
You know, they're all going to be, obviously, everybody's pushing hard, but, you know, this is a team where we've seen them lead out of the gates, you know, for a few days, and this is the leg for them to do it. It's only 2 or 3 days long, and if they can get off the line well, I think they can hold the lead.
Crushing disappointment for them coming into Auckland. I mean, it was unreal. They were leading, got passed by 4 or 5 boats in the last 24 hours, but seems like Dee's staying positive.
Yeah, I think she's staying positive. She knows she's built a really strong team, and you know, they're really starting to gel together. They've continued to make adjustments within the team, little crew changes here and there, obviously rotations, but also who's doing what on the boat to make sure that everybody is, you know, using their skills to the max potential. And that's something that all these other teams aren't doing that much. So this is where they have a chance to actually do well.
Okay, and as they leave, there's Francesca Klapčić, quite a remarkable sailor there. Francesca, she's a few of the lines going.
Dock lines in the water there, not what you want to see, but they'll grab them. Yeah.
Francesca, always smiling, great girl on that boat.
Yeah, good energy and good spirits, and she's always, you know, keeping it light for them, but also quite serious when it comes to racing. You know, she's done a few Olympics and really strong team player. She always kind of brings everybody along with her on the positive side of things.
Okay, there they go off the dock, and next up we've got Sun Hunkai Scallywag. They are about to leave the dock, and David Witt just got engaged to his wonderful bride.
And then navigator Libby Greenhalgh. It's going to be a bit of a stretch. I'll try not to fall in. This has been a short stopover for you, but the last stopover for everybody before you reach the finish in The Hague. Have you enjoyed it? Have you had time to enjoy it?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a bit of a whirlwind. The weather hasn't been fantastic, but Gothenburg's a great city, and it was the finish in the last race, so and also our home city in Team SCA, so it's always got a good place in my heart.
Now, this last leg will see you in a very personal battle with Turn the Tide on Plastic, and you will, of course, go up against your former teammate, Dee Kafari. So how are you going to approach this leg?
I mean, I think, you know, it's whoever beats who over the finish line. But ultimately, you just got to go out there and race as hard and as best you can. And it's going to be a tricky leg. I think when it comes down towards the final sort of 6 hours, there could be people getting out their lucky dice. So I think we'll just wait and see what happens at the end and obviously put ourselves in the best spot we can.
Okay, well, we wish you all the very best with that and enjoy this last leg together as a team. Let's hear it one more time for Sun Hunkai Scallywag!
Bye, good luck. See you on Sunday.
I'm here with Kim. It is, yeah, David Witt's newly minted bride-to-be. Show us the ring. Oh, wonderful. How do you feel seeing him off?
It's always heart-wrenching this time. Being the last one's really good, but we're happy when it's finished. But yeah, it's. I always feel quite depressed at these dockouts.
Good, well...
I'm very happy about getting engaged.
Yeah, well done. Remain on the positives. Congratulations. Well done, and good for you. There we go. Sun Hunkai Scallywag now leaving the dock, and they've got a mission to stay ahead of Turn the Tide on Plastic, and they're taking their boss. He's going on the entire leg with them to The Hague.
Hi. How are you?
Okay, I'm here with Vestas 11th Hour Racing, and I'm going to have a chat with Mark Towle. Now, first of all, let's talk about your mission on the shore and whilst you were sailing to spread an important sustainability message and implement real change on ocean health with the support of 11th Hour Racing. Just tell us how successful you've been on that incredible mission.
It's been an incredibly rewarding process for us to integrate sustainability into everything we do. You know, we've been working with the Volvo Ocean Race with the Ocean Summits. We have a grant program where we work with a local organization in every stopover to leave a lasting legacy. And we've been promoting the messaging throughout the whole race. So it's been unbelievable what we've been able to achieve. And I think we're just scratching the surface of what's to come.
It's a brilliant achievement. Thank you very much for that. Now, this last edition of the race, yourself and Charlie Enright won the last leg in true style. How are you going to try and emulate that once again?
Yeah, the finish here in Gothenburg in the last race was quite special for us, winning the leg. So thank you to all of you who have come out to support us. Gothenburg, you've been incredible. And we're really looking forward to this last leg, to putting up another good finish, and hopefully to be on the podium once again.
Well, we're really looking forward to watching it. Thank you for chatting with us. Let's give them a big send-off. It's Vestas 11th Hour Racing!
Okay, again here with Sally Barkow, Vestas 11th Hour Racing. I mean, at the beginning they weren't exactly favourites, but they were a well-prepared team. And boy, did they come out of the blocks going fast.
Yeah, they came out of the blocks full steam ahead, winning the first leg, and then they've seen their challenges. So I bet they would love nothing more than to finish this race with a solid win.
Yeah, they won when they were a different team with Alva Medica last time, and Charlie Enright was pretty specific about wanting to get it in. And Sci-Fi Simon Fisher, he really knows how to win a race. He is the current holder of the trophy as the navigator of Abu Dhabi Ocean Racing. Vestas 11th Hour Racing leaving the dock, and you do get that emotion, don't you? It's something about it. It's something about the adventure, the travel, the competitive spirit. As they all leave to go offshore, and they know that everything's in their hands when they do it.
Yeah, and you can kind of really sense the teamwork. They all have their skills, and they're doing their job even from the dock out.
Yeah, very good. Okay, back to Gemma with Team Akzo Nobel.
And we're just waiting to have a word with Luke Molloy. Hopefully he's going to come a little bit closer. I don't fancy taking a swim, to be honest. Pull!
I didn't think they were going to lose it.
All right, before you drift any further away, I'm going to get started. Thanks to your record-breaking leg, where you did an incredible, well, over 600 nautical miles in just 24 hours, you are now the fastest boat in Volvo Ocean Race history. So, with that in mind, what can we expect from you in this next sprint to The Hague?
Well, being the one of the two Dutch boats in the race, we're certainly not going out there to come last or to come second. We're out there to win it. And we're going to come home. It's where the campaign started, and being the fastest boat, we're going to prove we can be the fastest boat in this leg.
And it is the shortest leg of the race, and judging by what we saw in leg 10, it's going to be incredibly close, isn't it?
That's right. It's an incredibly close race with the three boats in the lead, and also the two boats at the end, also very close. And the last leg took us a little over 5 days, and the boats were all within 10 miles of each other for the whole course. So this next one's only 3 days, and I expect it's going to be hard fought with not much sleep.
Okay, well, you're drifting further and further away, so I'll leave it at that. But ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a big cheer. It's Team Akzo Nobel!
Okay, I'm here on the dock with Roscoe Monson. Roscoe, you've sailed on the boat, you've done one of the legs, and you do some of the routing for the team. What's the mood amongst the team this morning?
I think, the mood's great at the moment. I mean, the three boats in front, they've got to tussle with themselves, and our guys can go out, leave nothing in the tank, and get to Holland in great shape.
Yeah, and the weather conditions, we talked a bit about those. What's your take on it?
Yeah, it's going to be breezy to start with. They're going to have a reach up towards Oslo, and then they're going to start going upwind, getting lighter. Once they get around the market Oslo, then it's quite a quick reach down to our house where it's going to get light. And then we've got to wait and see if they're going to go around Denmark or back up to Oslo for the final call on the course. And then it's a very fast reach down towards the Netherlands. So we're going to see some big speeds on that one.
And getting lighter as they get into The Hague, or maybe no?
Definitely getting lighter as they get to The Hague. There's two possible routes, one route inshore and one route offshore, and it's going to be interesting to see if the fleet splits.
Yeah, and the history of the race with Holland for your Dutch team, significant, right?
It's massive. I mean, as much as the three boats are fighting for the win, we're fighting to be first at Holland. That's really important for our guys.
Right, I mean, we hear that there are going to be literally hundreds of thousands of people there, and that's why they got the finish. The stopover was so good last time, the pit stop.
Yeah, and there's massive support from Akzo Nobel and obviously Brunel. There's going to be a lot of yellow shirts, but there's going to be a lot of Akzo Nobel supporters there as well, so it's going to be exciting.
Okay, great. Thanks very much, Roscoe Monson.
Carolyn, this is your third Volvo Ocean Race. Did you ever expect to find yourself in a position like this with it all coming down to this last race leg?
No, definitely not. It's something very special, and I think I can easily say it's a position none of us have ever been in before. But yeah, very much looking forward to the leg. It's going to be an epic leg, and yeah, it's a moment like this that we live for in this sport.
And incredibly, you're in this position without having won a race leg, but you don't need to win the Volvo Ocean Race title. And my question is, are you going to go out there and just 100% make sure you beat Matt Frey and Team Brunel? Or are you going to risk trying to beat them and win this race leg?
Of course, the main goal is to be in front of the yellow boat and the other red boat in the fleet, that's for sure. But we haven't won a leg in this race yet, and we've been close very many times. And yeah, for me, it's also going to The Hague, and it's like going home, so there's no better leg to finish first than the last one.
I'm sure regardless, that's going to be a very special moment for you. Thank you for talking to us. We will all be glued to that tracker. Let's hear it one more time for Dongfeng Race Team.
Same time, eh?
I'm here with the boss of Dongfeng Race Team, Bruno Dubois. All the sailors have been giving us their game face. Oh yeah, we're relaxed, everything's fine, we're just going to do what we always do. You know that's not the case because you've been in the briefing this morning. Tell us.
I think they are relaxed, but they are focused. That's the most. They are not fragile, they are focused. They know that's the leg to win. Finishing from the other one is one thing, but we want to win the leg. If the leg is to win, you know, it's like in politics. There's no need to be very high at the beginning. You need to be the best the day of the election, and today is the election day, and we need to be the best one. So we'll do our best.
And you put together an amazing campaign, your second campaign now. You've got to be proud of where you're sitting even now.
Yeah, we're proud. I think, you know, 1 year ago, if you would have told me, look, in Gothenburg you are in the top 3, and you know the last leg going to determine everything. Would you buy it? I would say yes. And I'm proud for the Chinese young sailor there. It's fantastic to be there at this level so quickly.
Yeah, great. Okay, thanks very much, Bruno Dubois, Dongfeng Race Team at the top of the leaderboard. Over to Gemma.
Okay, I'm now here with Team Brunel's Pete Burling. Now, it's no secret that you are going for that triple crown, except also vying for that title is your long-term sailing partner, Blair Tuke. So just tell us, what's it like racing against each other rather than combining your strengths?
Yeah, you know, it's for us, it's, you know, on Team Brunel, it's been a lot about, you know, just trying to get to this point, you know, having a shot, you know, going into The Hague, and, you know, it's incredibly exciting for us. You know, we've now got that opportunity, and, you know, there's some great teams out there, you know, and Blair and myself are just part of, you know, some incredible teams. You know, Team Brunel, we've really come together as a family over the last kind of 4 legs, and, you know, we're really excited now to be able to, you know, put it all on the line, you know, over these last couple of days, and I'm sure everyone else is the same.
Now, this last leg coming into Gothenburg saw your team seriously pushing boundaries, but now the pressure is even higher, if that's at all possible. Will we see a whole new sailing mode from you guys? Is there another notch you can go to?
Well, hopefully. Yeah, well, you know, we've said all along we just want a shot going to The Hague. You know, it's been an incredible battle over the last kind of 4 legs for us. It's almost felt like it's been must-win since, you know, about Auckland, and you know, we've been actually able to do that incredibly, and, you know, now it feels like there's just one more to go, and, you know, we're in a really good space, really excited, you know, and just ready to get into it.
Pete, thank you very much for talking to us. We wish you all the very best. And I'm now going to have a chat with Nina Curtis. Thank you, Pete. Hello, Nina. Now, yourself, along with Abby, are potentially going to be the first women to win the Volvo Ocean Race title. How does that sit on your shoulders?
I'm trying not to think about it at the moment.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Good reminding, though. Yeah, it's an honour to sail with Abby as well. She's got so much experience, and I am really excited to be, you know, in the running for the finish with this being this close, and trying not to think about it one step at a time, one tack at a time. Yeah.
It's a good strategy. Now, you joined and pretty much went straight into a Southern Ocean leg, right in at the deep end. So what have you learned? What are those lasting things that you're going to take with you and remember forever from this incredible journey?
On board the boat, just to stay out of trouble. Hold on, I keep having big falls, so hopefully this leg I can stay out of trouble. But there's so many, like we're on this experienced team, and I'm learning every time I hop on the boat. So the list is endless. Yeah, I've learned a lot.
Well, thank you so much for giving us such an incredible show to watch. And we will all be behind you, as we are with all of the teams. Let's give them a huge cheer. Let's hear it for Team Brunel!
Sally, they're leaving the dock right now, and Pete Burling, we heard they're interviewed. It's quite an achievement, the Triple Crown in sailing, and he's got the opportunity to do it in the same 4-year cycle as the Olympics and the America's Cup. Never been done before in sailing.
Yeah, quite an amazing chance that Pete and Blair both have here. You know, we've seen Brunel work them way all the way up to the leaderboard to now, you know, be on tied points. Teammates once, you know, the only two guys right now have a chance to achieve this, and they're tied going into this race. It's going to be, yeah, an amazing showdown.
And then Bauer Becking is 8th Volvo Ocean Race. Can he finally turn from bridesmaid to taking the trophy, the fairy tale?
Well, you would say, we often talk about experience in sailing, and you'd say that Bauer finally maybe has enough experience to win this race. But I think even if he wins, he's probably going to come back for another one. So it's not gonna curve his itch, and I think we all wish him the best, and I think that they really have a strong chance here.
And he's been such a great character. He's stayed consistent throughout, from the beginning when he was bumping down to the bottom of the leaderboard to even now when he's right at the top with a chance of winning. Stayed happy, consistent, positive.
Yeah, for sure. He has a great personality, a great team atmosphere on the boat, and the way he leads their group, and he's led them from being pretty novice ocean racers to now being experienced to be able to take this win from Mapfre, who are super strong and experienced.
And do you think part of that is his ability to play a real skipper's role and allow some of those young guys to come through and make a difference? They're brilliant sailors, and they've clearly made a difference.
Yeah, for sure. You've probably heard the adage, leading by example, and that's what Bauer does out there. He shows them how he wants the boat to be sailed, and then he lets them a bit free to, add their own interpretation, and then they start working together, and that's where they are, and that's the evolution we've seen from them in this whole race.
And it was in Auckland where Bauer actually said himself that they put together this speed team led by Pete Burling, and it's clearly paid big dividends for them.
It sure has. The speed team on any boat, basically when you're sailing a one-design boat, you need to find the decimal points of speed, basically, and that comes from trimming, a little bit of finding the space in the change where you can actually, make the boat go faster right as you do a sail change.
Okay, brilliant. Back to Gemma for the dock out of Mapfre.
Appreciate that. For us, this is an incredibly exciting situation. But what is it like for you actually competing in it with everything on the line?
Well, for me, it's also amazing to be here and join part of the fantastic team, and for sure to have all the possibility to fight for this race. So it's to be here, and we are ready for everything.
And if you were to win the Volvo Ocean Race title, it would be the first time in Spain's history, but also for you on board as a female, you would be one of the first women to win the Volvo Ocean Race. So just tell us, what would it mean for the sailing community, both in Spain and worldwide, to do that?
Wow.
Big question.
Well, I'm not sure about it. It's like I'm focused on working on it and help my team to do this. So now it's the only thing that I worry about. So at the moment, we have to wait for answer this question.
Staying focused. I think that is a very wise decision. Thank you very much, Tamara, for talking to us. Thank you. And now just a quick word with Blair Chug. And we spoke to Pete Burling just a minute ago, talking about you both vying for that Triple Crown. Just tell us what it's like, your relationship both on and off the water during this race, being rivals. Quite unusual for you both.
Yeah, it's certainly been a bit different, but once we get out there and we're on the water, it's the yellow boat versus the red boat, and you don't really care who's on it. You just want to beat them. So we're ready to go now. It's it's been a crazy journey to get to this point, but we want to finish it off how we started this campaign, and we want to win.
And of course, it would be incredible for Mapfre to win, but also for you on a personal level. Just tell us what it would mean to win and to take that Triple Crown.
Yeah, obviously it's been an amazing few years. Had some great experiences, but right now I'm fully focused on just trying to do the best I can for the team and win it for the team. So we're feeling good, and it's an amazing position to be in. 3 boats, last straight win situation, and we're ready to give it our best.
Brilliant. Well, focus seems to be the golden word for Mapfre. We look forward to watching you and seeing what you've got. Let's hear it for them, ladies and gentlemen. It is Mapfre.
Okay, I'm here on the dock with Neil McDonald, the Speed King. He was with Abu Dhabi Ocean Racing and won last time, and now you're with Matt Frey. You never imagined it would be this close, surely, Neil?
Not at all. No, you couldn't dream it was going to be this close. I was hoping it was going to be all done and dusted by now, but here we are. You know, amazing day, and I'm incredibly proud of our team. I'm looking forward to this race. I think it's going to be very interesting.
Everyone looks to you tomorrow at Echegoyen saying thank you for all of your help. I mean, she's a proper star in this whole show. I saw her win a gold at the Olympics in 2012, what she brought to the team.
We've got an incredible group of kids out there. Amazing. And I know they've got the right tools in the box to win this leg. I just hope it all goes our way. And, you know, I can't wait to be watching it.
What were your final words?
Kick butt.
There you go. Neil McDonald, the Speed King of the Volvo Ocean Race. And he's quite a legend. Thanks very much, Neil. And we got Sally right here. Sally, as Matt Frey leave, can they do it?
You know, I think they can.
Spain, eight times they've tried to win this race. This might be their one.
This might be their one. You know, when I see them leaving the dock, they're cool, they're calm, they know what they need to do. They're such a strong team, they're going to rely on each other, and it's not going to be by chance that they win this race.
Okay, wonderful. Well, here we go. We've got the show starts in 11:45 UTC. Don't miss it. Make sure you've got your notifications on your Facebook, your Twitter. We're going live with the Legends Race. We're going to have a few minutes of the Legends Race where all these old boats are going to sail. Way back 1973, we've got Copernicus, we've got Flyer, we've got Silk Cup, we've got Rothmans, we've got SEB, we've got all sorts of cool old Volvo Ocean Race and Whitbread around the world race boats. Don't miss it. 11:45 UTC. We're going live for the final leg of the Volvo Ocean Race.